Rep Fitness just dropped
Cannonball!
the most anticipated home gym equipment release of 2024. And you know, we need to review it. The No Fake Channel, checking in. Jonathan here, and we are going to be reviewing and discussing what looks to be like a pivotal release for Rep Fitness in 2024, and that is the Adonis Cable Tower. You know that these home gym weeks in review are all about bringing the entire introverted community together to talk about the latest equipment trends and releases like the Adonis Cable Tower, but also we're going to be generating some cease and desist orders. So let's talk about what you came to this video for, the Rep Fitness Adonis Cable Tower review. And they had teased it for quite some time, finally dropped it for pre-order, and that is their MO. They tease a lot of equipment, and then when it finally comes out, it's not for sale, it's for pre-order. This is gonna ship July 31st. If you miss the first window to order, they tend to set up additional pre-orders that are gonna be much closer together in the future, and then eventually it'll just be a part of their inventory and they'll have it on hand. First glance, it looks like a lat pull down and low row, but it is a lot more. It also has a functional trainer option, and it also has the ability to be connected to their entire system. You had the money and the space and were an absolute savage, you could actually set up a whole dual Adonis Cable Tower system as well. You can connect storage, you could connect additional uprights, you could connect it eventually, connect a power rack. One of the biggest questions we all had when the Adonis was teased out to us was, what is the cost gonna be, and is the juice gonna be worth the squeeze? Well, I'm gonna get into that, but first we gotta go over the dimensions and talk about some of the pros and cons right off the bat. Number one is the height, 92.1 inches. That's actually not bad. Most ceiling heights are going to be able to accommodate this. If you happen to have short ceilings or a really old basement, it's going to be tricky. You might have to be setting this up in between the joists or cutting a hole in your ceiling. But I think for a lot of people, they're going to be able to sneak this thing in. Now, the pulley ratio for the lat pull down and low row is 1:1, but the adjustable trolley is a 2:1 ratio, very much like a functional trainer. And that's good because we know we're much stronger when it comes to pull downs and low rows than we are to functional exercises. I'm going to skip over the plate loaded version because I know if you're going to be dropping this kind of cash, you're going to want to go selectorized. And the selectorized version holds 210 pounds. Now, to put 210 pounds into perspective for you, I'm not that strong. I'm just not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
But I will say when it comes to the lat pull down on the one that I have in my home gym, I can easily hit 4 or 5 reps for 220 pounds. No problem. So 210 pounds does seem a little light at first glance. However, you need to know that with that selectorized system, you also get the plate loaded version. And that means you can add additional weight. You don't need a gym pin to do so. And this cable will actually hold up to 450 pounds. So if you had weighted out plates, super ultra thin plates, you could stack them on both sides of this cable tower and you could just lift more than a forklift, okay? Also, they have band pegs, which I happen to love to use as a great way to add resistance at the very end of my rep range, which is usually where I'm the strongest. Change plates. So if you are looking to kind of thread the needle between pins, you are able to simply add like 2.5 pound change plates on there, which is a nice little accoutrement that they thought of. Another feature that seems to be really nice, but you might overlook it at first glance, is the fact that this is made out of 3x3 construction with 1-inch holes. So if you have attachments, you can go ham on this thing and do yourself some weighted dips and a whole bunch of other stuff. You can also use it for storage, and in a home gym, storage is paramount. What are the limitations of a single stack functional trainer? We all go online and try to see what our favorite actor is doing to get in shape for his latest Roadhouse movie. And we see them pulling and pushing on a functional trainer, doing tons of crazy acrobatic exercises that just seem fanatical. And the truth be told, a functional trainer is amazing. You can do tons of different exercises, but when you have a single stack, you're really only going to be missing one, maybe two exercises. For me, it's only one that I do constantly, and that is cable flies. You wouldn't be able to do a two-arm cable fly with a single stack. Now, if you really wanted to kind of isolate your pec, you certainly could do one-arm flies to get that isolation. But again, as far as exercises you're missing out on, it is going to be minimal.
Rude awakening coming up.
Cost. The final frontier. And at first glance, it doesn't look too bad, but keep in mind, there are a ton of options to select. And even though the plate loaded version will absolutely work, I think most people, if you're dropping $2,000, you're going to want to go with the selectorized version. And unless you're setting this up with additional storage or against your current power rack, you're going to need a base. So now we're at $2,600. And of course, if you actually wanted to do a lat pull down, you're going to need a seat. Now, when you finally click on all of the options that you're going to get with the Adonis, and let's face it, if you're going to spend a little money, you might as well spend all the money. You're at $2,970. Now, I think the biggest complaint people had was the $400 price point of the seat. But it's not your typical seat. You can do tons of different options on here. You can have different angles. You can remove the pads themselves. And some of the features on here look, at least at first glance, to be fantastic. They even have places to store this thing when it's not in use, which I think is important. And clearly, even though $400 obviously hurts the pocket, it's something that you're paying for. You want all those options. And again, for most of us, if you're spending over $2,000 on something, you might as well go all in. Now, people are going to say, is this overpriced, right? Well, let's just say $3,000. Let's just round up. Forget the price points. Let's just say $3,000. Is that realistic? Well, it's like a functional trainer and a lat pull down in one. If you were to go over to Titan Fitness and buy their lat pull down, you're looking at $2,000. And if you look buy their functional trainer, you're looking at $2,200. So now you're at $4,400. So let's look at the Prodigy HLP selectorized single stack 2-in-1. This thing comes in at $3,100. If you don't get any of the extra bells and whistles, you go standard, you're going to get $3,100. So many people will say this is made in the United States. It's only $100 more than the Adonis. Why don't I get this one? Well, you got to slow your roll. If you look closely, there's no seat here. And what do they charge for their seat? Well, you scroll down, $350. So even if you get the base model on this thing, you are looking at $3,450, right? Almost $3,500. And let's just say, hey, maybe you wanted that foot plate at the low row. There's another $225. So this is made in the United States, which again is a bonus, and that's why you're paying more money. But it comes in well over the Adonis. It's clear that Rep Fitness knows what they're doing. When they put the price point on, they wanted to come in under the competition. I want you to comment down below. What do you think of the Adonis? Is it the newest hype machine? Is it overrated? Is it overpriced? Is it something you would even consider? I need to thank all of you for using my affiliate links. It does help pay for my Norwegian hair transplant, but it's not a one-way street. Let me know when you use those links so that I can send you a small token of my appreciation. It seems like everybody talks the talk, but there's very few who walk the walk. And Keith from the No Whine Cellar, yeah, he's the real deal. He went 9 for 9 in the East Ave Spring Iron powerlifting meet.
I am the danger.
I want to talk to you about a piece of equipment I've been using for over 2 months and give you my 30-second review. The AbMat quarter gymnastics rings. Comes in 2 colors, black and tan. Runs $40 on their website. I do have a coupon code. How are these? They're really fun to use. You throw them into a lat pull down and low row machine and you get a really nice muscle activation. You can throw this into a functional trainer and just get a much more natural grip. And they honestly remind me of an American version of the Angles 90 grips. If you've ever seen the Angles 90 grips, they're made overseas, and it's nice to see that you got an American option. And I think for some people, picking these things up is gonna be really fun. And they're light, they're easy to store, they're easy to carry into your local gym, and pop these on and you're off to the races. Basement Brandon. He is an individual not only thought of extremely highly in the home gym space, but well regarded in the YouTube universe, not because he's got a ton of followers, not because he has been doing it for, I think, 12 years now, but because he does it right. He doesn't push those affiliate links, which are in the description of today's video. He recently posted an Instagram story highlighting all of the red flags that you need to be aware of when it comes to social media posts and YouTube reviews before you make your purchases. Because believe it or not all reviews online are honest. Many of them are financially motivated to be pushing out those products, even if they happen to be inferior to much of the competition. He went so far as to make a YouTube video about it and tie it into his ice barrel cold plunge review. Now, he did a fantastic job breaking down some of the items and issues, and honestly, I could probably make a whole video diving into all of the fake stuff I see on YouTube that is so obviously biased towards the product, especially if you've actually used some of these junk products that they're getting for free and honestly just want to push their affiliate links. Now, I know pot calling the kettle black because I've got more affiliate links than you can shake a stick at. I came across a video that I just need to highlight because it's filled with so many blatant red flags that I want to kind of take you through the process. So Builders Blueprint. This is actually a very big channel. And if you're not familiar, Builders Blueprint and other massive channels get sponsors. So companies will either pay them cash or they'll pay them a cash plus affiliate money in order to review their equipment or just to use their equipment in their video. With 210 YouTube subscribers, they know how to put together a great video. And big channels like this can garner big money from companies in order to just highlight their products in the build and of course attach an affiliate link to it. So Major Fitness, this is a company that's given out so much free equipment, it's ridiculous. Here you go. They're doing it again. So clearly this company not only got this for free, they most likely got paid in order to put this into their quote unquote home gym. This isn't a real home gym. This is not a home gym they plan to use. This is just them using this as a way to capture SEO. So people are going to search tiny home gyms, find this, watch their video. Let's skip ahead to the final look and look at some of these red flags. Number one, the only equipment in their home gym is from Major Fitness. That's it. That's all they have. They've got the bench, the Major Fitness bar, the Major Fitness, I think that's the B52, and they've got one pair of 45-pound plates. That's it. The other major red flag is this home gym. How are they going to do anything with this bar in this setup? I don't even know how they're going to load the plates on this bar. It looks as though they have something like 2 or maybe 3 inches of clearance between the bar and the wall. So this isn't something that they're actually going to utilize. Even in the B-roll that they show here, you'll see in a minute that it's just them using, this thing for like pull-ups and some faux leg press down. See, they're just showing you that bench. Now, see, right, they showed you that bench. They've got no way to utilize this bench that's in the background, right? I know you see in this bar here, not going to be possible because they've got one pair of 45-pound plates and it's going to be almost impossible to load those plates because there's no clearance on the walls. So I don't know how they plan to use that bench, but of course, because they got it from Major Fitness for free, they had to show it in the video. And as you can see with the bland workouts that he's doing, it's the same clothing he's wearing and it's the same, it's up. Tricep push downs with 145 just to get a few reps in. They cut before it showed him stopping. And okay, they've got a yoga mat and an ab roller. That's it for the home gym. And then, of course, this is another thing you can see. Boom, affiliate link. Now, I think most of you who watch a ton of home gym equipment reviews, especially those of you who have this home gym equipment in your home, you can tell the red flags right away. You know what's going on when someone's pushing some piece of equipment extremely hard and you know that that piece of equipment is absolute garbage. So affiliate links are a double-edged sword. It's something that as a content creator we actually need, but at the same time it becomes difficult to always be pushing those affiliate links, begging people to click on the links in the description and all that stuff. And that's why Basement Brandon is the best in the business. He's really subtle about his affiliate links. He's very much unbiased when it comes to almost all of his reviews. And frankly, when it comes to crunch time, when it's like Black Friday and Cyber Monday, he takes a step back from social media and doesn't blast his links and discount codes out to everybody.
I think this one's a winner.
Did I just find the newest, latest, and greatest shake weight in these power guidance spherical dumbbell kettlebells? We all know, and I've talked about it countless times on this channel, that you don't need a lot of equipment or any equipment to get into fantastic shape. Countless people have gotten beach body ready by simply doing running, push-ups, and pull-ups. Heck, you could even grab a heavy rock from your backyard and do countless different functional strength exercises. And while no equipment is required to get into great shape, it does make it a little bit easier and frankly a little bit more fun to have the right equipment that you enjoy training with. Enter in these power guidance spherical dumbbells. Kettlebells are supposed to mimic a Thompson dumbbell where you kind of put your hand right in the middle, and they're supposed to double as a kettlebell where you've got these nice grips on the side. Now I'm going to tell you straight away, they do the job. They do what they claim. They are easy to hold because of the neoprene coating. You've got tons of different grips. So if you want to do side to side motions, if you wanted to do abs with these or do like a kettlebell front raise, yeah, you can do that. You can do all those great exercises. Unfortunately, there's a couple downsides. Number one is they just don't go that heavy. They're probably really made or focused for women. The heaviest I have is 11 pounds. I know they do go up to, I believe, 20 pounds, and they are sold in singles. And of course, if you got these and wanted to use them for dumbbells, you're probably gonna wanna get pairs. And the price point on these is exceptionally high per pound. Now, I love companies coming up with new, innovative designs, and I certainly think this isn't one that I would necessarily throw out automatically. I think there's a lot of potential here, especially if they're able to make these heavier, get the price points down, and sell them in pairs. However, I am a bit skeptical of the company in general, only because they've got some seriously fake marketing photos on Amazon. I mean, in today's day and age of AI, you would think that it would be hard to pinpoint and pick out fake photos, but man, oh man, they did a horrible job. If you made it this far in the video,
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
the best thing you can do to help support the channel, besides using the links in the description, is of course to watch another video. As usual, stay classy and don't save anything for the trip back.